So this video covers the same thing as the last one actually. This is multiplying binomials still, but this is a different method. This is called the FOIL method. This is actually the preferred method, and this is, from now on, this is the only way you'll see me multiplying binomials out will be through the FOIL method. It kind of just becomes more mental math. So let's talk about what FOIL stands for first of all. FOIL stands for first, outer, inner, and then last. Now, it's basically the order in which you're going to multiply. That way that you'll remember as to not leave any steps out or leave any parts out. So we're going to start with the first. So the first is always to multiply the first number in each term. So that would be, in this case, x times x. That's the first one. The outer is to multiply the outer two, the ones closest to the outside parentheses. So in this case, it would be x times negative 5. The next is to do the inner. The inner are the ones closest to the inside parentheses. In this case, that'd be a positive 2 and an x. And then finally, the last ones are the last terms in each parenthesis. It's usually the numbers. In this case, it's positive 2 and a negative 5. So we multiply the last. You're going to see me draw these distribution lines a lot in the beginning just to kind of get used to it. But basically, that means I'm distributing the x to both parts of those parentheses and the 2 to both parts of the second parenthesis. That kind of keeps it in order, and again, to make sure that I don't lose any steps. So let's look at some problems where we're using FOIL. Okay, so again, remember FOIL is the first, outer, inner, last. So I'm going to start with the first term. Okay, that's the f. So in this case, we're going to take and multiply the first term in each parenthesis. The 3x and the 2x get multiplied together. So 3x times 2x is going to give me a 6x squared. Again, I have x times x. That leaves me with an x squared. Next, we're going to do the o. That's the outer term, the ones on the outside. So the outer are 3x and a negative 7 here. That would be a negative 21x. From there, I can look at the inner ones. This is the I in FOIL. That's a negative 1 and a 2x. So negative 1 times 2x would be negative 2x. And then finally, I look at the last term in each parenthesis. Again, usually that's the whole number. In this case, we have a negative 1 times a negative 7. That's going to leave me with positive 7. So what we have here is actually a four-term expression, 6x squared minus 21x minus 2x plus 7. I still want to simplify, and I'm going to combine those terms in the middle. Those will always be the x's, or they should be the x's if you've done the FOIL correctly. So that'll get us our final expression here, and this is going to give me 6x squared. When I combine my x's together, negative 21 minus 2 is going to give me negative 23x, and then plus 7. This would be the final answer for this expression. All right, let's try it again. So again, we're going to start with our f, always, the first term in each parenthesis. In this case, that's negative 5x. And remember, this is technically a negative 1 in front of that x there. So negative 1 times, or negative 5x times negative 1x is actually going to give me a positive 5x squared. All right, from there we look at our outer terms, the o. So this is going to be negative 5x times negative 4. That would actually be a positive 20x. From there, I look at my inner terms, the ones on the inside of the parentheses. In this case, it's a positive 3 and a negative 1x. That would give me negative 3x. And then finally, we look at the last term, the number again, usually 3 times negative 4 is going to be a negative 12 in this case. Again, we can always combine the x's together, and the x's should end up in the middle. So when I write this expression out, finally, it would be 5x squared, technically a positive, but I'm not going to write that. We have a positive 20x minus 3x. That's going to leave me with a positive 17x, and then minus 12. So this would be the final answer, final trinomial for this one, 5x squared plus 17x minus 12. All right, let's look at one more. This one again, we have x plus 4 squared. Remember, anytime we're squaring, it's not just a matter of distribution. It's actually saying x plus 4 twice, x plus 4 times itself. So this is actually the trinomial that we're going to FOIL. So again, let's start. We start with our f always. So this would be the first term in this expression. X times x would give me x squared. From there, I move on to the outer terms, which in this case is an x and a positive 4. That would give me positive 4x. From there, I can look at the inner terms. In this case, it would be a positive 4 and an x, again positive 4x. And then finally I look at the last term, and in this case again numbers. We have a positive 4 and a positive 4, that's a positive 16. When I combine, again I can put my x's together, those should be in the middle. So this trinomial expression will be x squared, 4x plus 4x will give me a positive 8x, and then I have plus 16. So this would be the final answer for this one factored out using FOIL. Again, it's your preference which one you use. It doesn't matter. I will use FOIL most often, actually all the time. If you prefer box, that is fine, but you do need to see and know how to do it both ways from here on. So I will see you next time.